An angel of Allah came to this pure lady and said, O Virgin Mary, Allah wanted to give you a good child. The woman said, How is this possible when no man has even touched me? The angel said that it is very easy for your Lord to do so. Who was that good and pious woman and who became an example of purity until the day resurrection? The woman whom Allah gave superiority over all the women of her time. Maryam's father name was Imran and mother's name was Hannah. Imran was from the descendants of Prophet Suleiman and Hannah was from the descendants of Prophet Daud. Imran was a great devout, ascetic, and scholar among Israelis. That is why the imamate of Al-Aqsa Mosque was entrusted to him by the people. Hannah had no child. One day he saw a bird in the shade of a tree lovingly feeding his baby. Seeing this scene, her heart melted. She prayed for a child in the divine court, so Allah accepted her supplication before the birth of Maryam. Her mother made a vow that she would serve her children for the service of Baitul Muqaddas. The Bani Israel had this tradition that the boy was sacrificed to Allah, that he neither married nor took interest in worldly pursuits. He used to serve only in the synagogue and engage in worship himself. Therefore, Hannah prayed to Allah for a son, but instead of a son, a daughter was born. Hannah named the girl Maryam. In Syriac, Maryam means servant because she was dedicated to the service of Al-Aqsa Mosque. Therefore, this name was considered as subject. Your father died before the birth of Maryam. Therefore, after giving birth, Hannah wrapped her in a cloth and presented her to the scholars of Baitul Muqaddas so that they take her under their protection. When Maryam was brought to Baitul Muqaddas, there were a controversy occurred between the scholars. Everyone considered himself more entitled for you. Then it was decided that they should leave the pens with which they write the Torah in the water. Whose pen flow opposite side in water would be the deserving person of marriage. Zechariah was also participate in this. His pen was devoted by Allah to the opposite side of the flow of water, and he became entitled to nurture them. In this way, Maryam was given under the guardianship of Zechariah. According to Allah's plan, Zechariah's wife was the aunt of Maryam. Therefore, no one could have raised her better than her. Maryam grew very fast compared to other children. When she was brought up in the house of Zechariah and her aunt, she grew up so a room was reserved for you in Baitul Muqaddas where no one would go except Zechariah. She was engaged in the worship of Allah day and night. When Zechariah would come to you, he would surprise to unseasonal fruits here. Summer fruits in winter season, winter fruits in summer season were kept in your house. When Zechariah asked Maryam, Where do these fruits come from? Who gives them? So Maryam used to say, From Allah. Allah has selected Maryam among his chosen and faithful, as it mentioned in Surah Al Imran. Then came the time when the angel said, O Maryam, behold, Allah has chosen you and made you pure and exalted you. Above all the women in the world, O Mary, remain devout to your Lord and prostrate yourself in worship and bow with those who bow before him. The purpose for which Maryam was chosen still remained. Day and night she was engaged in the worship of Allah Almighty. Even among the Israelis, it became known that Maryam was a very pure and pious woman, and people began to respect her very much. Then came the time when Jibreel came to Maryam. Maryam was disturbed to see a man in her room. Jibreel came to you in human form. Maryam looked at you and said, if you are a God fearing person, then I seek refuge to Allah. Jibreel comforts you and informs you to the divine message. Jibreel said that it will be like this. Your Lord says that it is very easy for me to do this and we will do it. So that we make this boy a sign for the people and a mercy, and his work is to be done by Jibreel. He bathed in the womb of Maryam alayhi salam and she became pregnant. When Maryam became pregnant, the news spread among the Israelis. On this, many people stopped coming to Zechariah's house and started slandering Maryam. She left Bethel Muqaddas and stayed at a distant place. You were living alone at this place. One day she started having pain. She took the support of a tree and sat down with holding it. The tree you were sitting next to, it was a dry tree. When she shook that tree, miraculously that tree grew green and bore fruit. Maryam was sitting by there. She was worried about infamy and starting panicking and said, I wish I had died earlier and been forgotten. In this difficult time, Allah released a water canal near the feet of Maryam. Allah ordered her to drink this water and eat the dew. Cool your eyes by seeing your child. Prophet Isa was born. She brought her son to the nation. The people of the nation got angry seeing the baby in your lap and started accusing. People were taunting from all sides, and the situation became difficult for her. Then Miriam pointed to the child and said, talk to this child, and you will get answers to all your questions. Rebellious people said, how will this milk drinking child answer our question? Then the child started speaking. I am truly a servant of Allah. He has destined me to be given the scripture and to be a prophet. He has made me a blessing wherever I go and bid me to establish prayer. Peace be upon me the day I was born, the day I die, and the day I will be raised back to life. After that, Maryam went to Egypt with Jesus. When Jesus was 13 years old, he returned to Jerusalem. In the traditions, the date of death of Maryam is written in 35 AD and her age is 51. Apart from Islam, Catholic and Orthodox Christians also look at Maryam with great devotion and respect. And she is the only woman whose name is mentioned in the Holy Quran and also in the Old Testament of the Bible. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe my channel.